I moved to Peterborough in 1991 to come and pastor in this city. And one of the things that I was amazed about was to see the quality of pastors that Peterborough has. Overall, the pastors in Peterborough are people who love God and who want to seek Him with all their hearts. One of those pastors, of course, is Lloyd Eyre. And Lloyd had this dream about bringing congregations together for worship on a Sunday night in Delcurry Park. And as we started to develop that, we recognized that we needed to have prayer to go along with it. There were a number of pastors that gathered every morning for a week at 7 a.m. up on Armour Hill at the beginning of the summer. Then we continued to pray on Thursdays at 7 a.m. through the course of the summer. Then at the end of the summer, we still had another week up on Armour Hill. When we got to the end of that second week on Armour Hill, we recognized we wanted to continue to pray for Peterborough. God stirs prayer in us because He loves our city. As we started to meet over time, we realized that God was stirring unity within our city. And unity is God's heart. From those foundations, we started Church in the City, which is a relational network amongst pastors and ministry leaders and congregations and different ministries in our city. And we started Kawartha House of Prayer at that point, 2004. There are a whole lot of things that God has done over the years, but He's moving really powerfully within our city right now. There's a hunger for people. People are more receptive to the gospel now than any other time that I've seen in the years that I've been here. And miracles are taking place. Our God's good, and He loves us. He loves Peterborough.
I'm a lover of church history, and historically, revival has never happened without a prayer movement. We're talking the great revivals, the Great Awakening, Welsh revival, Scottish Hebrides revival. It's never happened without a prayer movement. And that's why I'm so excited to tell you we have the beginnings of a prayer movement in our city. We have 80 prayer walkers walking and praying all over the city, praying for the well-being of the city, praying for fertile ground for the gospel in the city. What does that mean? It means that we want a harvest of souls in this city, people to come to know Christ. We just had an event called Gathering the Intercessors, where we gathered young and old alike to come and pray over the city. We had information, current information from city leaders about issues in the city, and we turned those into prayer requests. And we pray for things such as the housing crisis, opioid fentanyl crisis, different needs within the city, as well as praying for the salvation of the city. Come join us. If you are an intercessor and you haven't gotten plugged in yet, come join us in this movement to see our city come to know Christ.
So Isaiah 61 verse 4 says this, that they shall build up the ancient ruins, that they shall raise up former devastations, and they will repair the ruined cities, the devastations of many generations. What I want to propose is that this verse and the ones around it are actually talking about you and me. The outflow of that is actually that we restore a city, that the actual tangible evidence of revival, of a move of God, is actually the church coming back into all the realms of society and impacting their community. And so what I'm proposing is that all the incredible things that are happening in Peterborough are moving us towards this one vision, that a city would know God. From its political spheres, its educational spheres, its religious spheres, its economic spheres, that every place in this city is a target for heaven to invade and impact earth. That's what Jesus actually taught us to pray, is that heaven, that His will would be done on earth as it is in heaven. What I honestly believe is that Peterborough is an apostolic city. And what I mean by that is it's meant to be a blueprint for what it looks like to do life with God in all of its normal ways and all of its amazing ways. We're seeing this on a small scale, and we're dreaming about the future. A good friend of mine actually went into one of the bars here, started praying for people, and in response to her actually going in, talking about Jesus and praying for them, the bar manager invited her back in to come and start praying for other people who regularly attend the bar. We're starting to demonstrate to our city that God is real, and people are discovering Jesus for the first time because normal people have caught a vision of what it looks like to live like Jesus in everyday life everywhere they go. I'm just saying all this to increase your appetite, to make you hungry for the things of God, and so that when you think about Peterborough, think about your city, you're actually going, God, this city is destined for greatness. It's destined to see the things of heaven displayed here on earth.